That's right, America. We are driving down the highway, listening to the CB and finding out about traffic jams. Coming up through Arkansas on Interstate 30 here, just southeast of Little Rock. And anyway, hear about this traffic tie-up around the 108, 107, right along in there. So I start checking Google Maps. Sure enough, there's a big backup up here. So I decide to let's see if we can find a way around it. So while I'm driving this little section right here, I'm looking at my map trying to figure out where I should get off. And I know the 106 here, JJ's truck stop is right here. So I'd jump off and listen to this. Yeah, I know y'all like that Jake brake. So anyway, getting off here, and there's a little bypass going around this road here. So the freeway's backed up for, I don't know, 6 or 7 miles, and they say it's completely blocked. Hardly anybody can get by. The car has crashed real bad. And so I'm going to go around it, and it looks like a bunch of these other cars are getting ready to go around it too. I had no idea it was making that noise until I started to edit this video. Apparently inside this camera, this DJI Action camera that I have, that I'm using for a dash cam, there's a little piece of metal. It's actually a wire that goes for a hinge, and when the truck vibrates at a certain resonance, it makes that thing rattle inside. And it only does it when I'm letting the clutch out. Right as I'm letting the clutch out, the dash shakes just right to make that rattle. And so we're getting ready to turn here. I'm going to get thrown in YouTube jail because I did not completely stop at that stop sign. Yeah, okay, well, anyway. Yeah, I caught all kinds of heck on a video before on that.
You guys coming to the stop at the 106. Slow it down.
Back a long time ago, I made a video about, what was it, truck driver loses it, and I took the off-ramp out in the middle of nowhere, Colorado.
Slow it down there, eastbound. You guys coming to a stop there at the 106, the 107.
And I did one of those, California stops, I guess they call it, which roll through the stop sign slowly and carefully. And I caught all kinds of heck from people on that video. So anyway, I guess I have to do it again here. The thing I wanted to point out on this video, now this is me, I'm overdubbing conversation on top of this video. I was quiet going through here, turn the radio off.
Y'all gonna be alright, I ain't even got a rent yet.
Yeah, so that's why I'm going around it. Now, if you notice, when I was getting off the freeway, there was another truck went by, and that truck didn't have a CB on. That's what this whole video is about. I love it. These new drivers aren't using their CBs. I always used to complain about it, used to growl and grump about it and everything, but I'm not anymore because they're all sitting out in the highway blocked up and everything, and there's not a soul on this road back here. As long as there's just a handful of those old timers that listen to CBs, and we talked just enough to find out about accidents like that, we're the ones going around it, saving all the time, and there's nobody else back here. So I'm kind of rethinking, hey, you drivers, go out and get you a bunch of CBs and listen, because if everybody listened to CBs the way they used to, there'd be 40 trucks back here getting the back roads all backed up. So y'all keep driving down the road without a CB and keep sitting in that traffic out there. There's traffic tie-ups, and I'll be on the back roads going around it. So anyway, so yeah, what I did is I got up here to 106 and got off and run this other highway. It's Highway 67, runs up through here, and I think it's about 8 miles or so, and it took me about 10 minutes to go these 8 miles, whereas out on the freeway, they're going to be sitting out there for 2 or 3 hours. This stoplight here was the only issue I had. I had to sit there was enough cars, and it's a funny thing. There was enough cars on the back roads back here that I had to sit through that stoplight through 2 cycles. because there's so many cars back here. And I thought, that isn't that odd that nowadays the cars are paying more attention to the highway than the truck drivers are, you know, to what's going on around them. So, you know, oh well, new breed of driver. So come around here and just around this curve, we'll start seeing the highway again. And they're doing some construction right up here. That's one of the reasons they had to wreck, I think, is because there's so much construction going on in this area. Where the actual accident happened was in the construction zone. So they're widening the road right here, and right up ahead's the freeway. You can see the bridges up there. And while I was driving down here, I kept messing with the CB, turning the squelch up and down. Usually the radio doesn't have that squelch on it, but I was just trying to listen at longer distances and stuff to hear what people were saying. And surprisingly, there was not very much radio traffic. Usually, when there's an accident like this, drivers are barking all over the place. You know, talk. You know, in the old days. Nowadays, you can hear it. I mean, had a couple, 3 guys hollered about it. That was it. Out of all these trucks that are backed up. So here on the west, I was going eastbound here, going toward Little Rock, and as you can see, the westbound is backing up too. Well, it's 2-lane right in this area. On up the road a little bit. So up the road a little bit is where it's actually 3-lane. From where the 3-lane merges down to 2-lane. That's where it really got backed up. It got backed up bad. And it was backed up for about 10 miles going west. And from what I could gather, the accident was on the eastbound side. There was nothing on the westbound side, but the westbound side was backed up just as bad. And the reason? Rubberneckers. You gotta love rubberneckers. People that just have never seen a wreck, I guess, you know, they gotta stop and gawk and, oh, maybe I can see something. What's going on? Oh boy, just pay attention to the road in front of you and go on down the road and quit worrying about what's on the other side of the freeway. But as you can see, it's backed up for a long ways. Well, that's about it for this video, I guess. I just thought I'd show you this. You know, drivers, if you had your CB on, you could have went around it just like I did. But nope, y'all are sitting in it, stuck in it with no radio, just sitting there going, gee, I wonder what the backup is ahead. And you have no idea, because if you don't have a CB, you'll never find out until you get up there. And then by the time you finally get up there, they've already moved it out of the way. So you just sit in traffic, you sit in a rush in an accident zone for hour and a half, you know, so, you know, even longer sometimes if it's a fatality. You'll sit there and sit there and sit there. So, oh well, your choice. Oh, by the way, yeah, that's one of the bad things about CBs right there. Did you hear what he just said? Is that a good old boy? You know what a good old boy is? You put it in the comments. People that know what a good old boy is, in a CB lingo, put it in the comments. But I do like the hood. I do like the crossback out there on the hood. And thank you, Mike, for helping me out on that. So with that, I'm about out of video here, so we'll let you go and have a good one. Take care, and we'll see you down the road, unless you're sitting in the traffic, unless you're sitting in an accident zone.